on a damn Tuesday. How's everybody doing tonight, man? Um, there's some stuff to talk about, not too much, but there's some stuff to talk about tonight. Um, I'll start with the Lakers, man. What a win tonight for the Lakers, man, versus the fucking Clippers, man. Holy frijoles. The Lakers played so good tonight, man. I think Luka had like 43. Austin had like 31. LeBron had like 25. Fantastic win by the Lakers, man. Um, and there wasn't a lot of action tonight. I don't get how this stuff works. Like so NBC does a game, and then an hour passes, and then they do another game, but it's only on the West Coast. So if you want to watch it, it's on Peacock. It's kind of weird. Because imagine the monster rating on NBC, local TV, Lakers Clippers. I don't know why they only do it on Peacock. I think they show it. I think on the West Coast they show it on NBC. But if you're like if you're not in the West Coast, you have to watch it on Peacock. I'm like, I guess it's the same company, right? NBC and Peacock. They're both owned by, I believe, Comcast. So, but still, damn, I don't know. But anyways, whatever. So, yeah, like I said, the Lakers win it 135, 118. LeBron James 25 points. Hachimura 13. Austin Reeves 31. Luka Doncic 43, man. Jesus, that is crazy stat, man. 43, 31 for Reeves and 25 for LeBron. Holy frijoles. All three guys scored at least 20. They combined for, Jesus Christ. Is that almost like 70? Closing in on 100 points? That is crazy. Like I said, one more time. Luka, 43. Austin Reeves, 31. LeBron James, 25. Holy frijoles, man. Holy frijoles. Kawhi Leonard, 19. Zubac's 10 points. And James Harden, 29. Chris Dunn, he got thrown out of this game and he had 19 points. But they got nothing from their bench, man. Outside of Nicholas Batum and, Chris Paul did a little bit. They didn't do much out of their bench. But all five of their starters scored at least 10 points. And like I said, Harden leading the way with 29 and then Leonard with 19. But obviously the Lakers, their big three had monster games. But yeah, man, it was a fun little game. But like I said, I think the other game we saw, it was a huge blow. The game that they showed on NBC before this was Magic versus the Sixers. It was a blowout. Not much to go there. And I think that's pretty much it for basketball. Just that big game. Lakers winning versus the Clippers on Peacock. Like fucking the game ended like at 1 a.m. Holy frijoles. I don't know. That's another thing too. That fucking the late ass start time. Jesus Christ. But I think that's it. Baseball. Sonny Gray went to the Red Sox. So there's that. I'm not sure how much he's got left in the tank. I think he's up there in his 30s. So 35, 36, somewhere around there. So we'll see how helpful Sonny Gray too can be to the Red Sox. Let me see. I think there was a few other stuff. NFL real quick. There's only one thing that I haven't seen, and apparently they're saying that Brock Purdy's still hurt, that he has turf toe. It's the same, it's supposed to be, it could be months, maybe even surgery, and he's avoiding it. And a lot of people are saying it's because he's freaking out that Mac Jones is playing so good. And they were saying that those interceptions, like, it's because he can't step into his throws. They're all like behind the receivers. So they were saying that Brock Purdy's hurt, like he's just starting not be playing football, but because he's freaking out with how good Mac Jones is playing, that's why he's trying to play. But this can hurt him more because you're out there playing, you're throwing 2 to 3 interceptions a game, and then they put Mac Jones in, and this can make, you know what, we'll eat up all that cap, and we'll trade you or something, or we'll release you. I think if you're hurt, man. Like you can't be. You're gonna go out there and play hurt and not be able to step into your throws and throw them short throws and have them get intercepted. He threw 3 interceptions, man. If that's the case, and that's what a lot of analyzers are saying, that he's just not being able to step into his throws because his foot is still bothering him, he got to sit out, man. But he's freaking out about Mac Jones playing good, and he's afraid that he can end up stealing his starting job. That's something to keep an eye on. But a lot of people were saying the reason he threw 3 was because he's not able to step into his throws the way you're usually supposed to step into your throws. But we'll see. Final one is LSU does not want to pay the guaranteed $55 million to Brian Kelly. They are saying that they fired him with a cause, and they should not have to pay him the $55 million guaranteed dollars. And Brian Kelly is saying, what's the cost? It's not like I did something crazy. Like it was like an off the field issue. You fired me because we were not winning games. But that's not like, if you're gonna fire me for a cause, it's because it has to be something outside of football. You know, like I had a behavior issue. He's like, you fired me because we didn't win enough games. That happens all the time. You should still have to pay me the $55 million guaranteed. And LSU saying no, but then they're having trouble explaining why. Because obviously that doesn't make any sense, right? You signed that contract saying, hey, we're going to pay you $55 million no matter what happens, whether we're successful or not. And now that because they were not successful, they don't want to have to pay them the $55 million guaranteed dollars. So apparently that could get bad between LSU and Brian Kelly if they do not pay him those $55 million they guaranteed him. We'll see how that goes. Also, it looks LSU makes them look bad, right? They're trying to get other coaches to hire, and these other coaches are like, "Wait, I'm seeing you don't want to pay this coach the money you promised him, no matter what. Maybe I don't want to be there. What about if we're not successful? You're gonna try to do the same shit to me and not pay me, my guarantee money." So it's not a good look for LSU, if you ask me, ladies and gentlemen. I think that is it. Wrestling, not much really out today. Not really. Baseball, like I said, Sonny Gray. Football, just a Brock Purdy chicken nugget there. Sonny Gray chicken nugget for Sonny Gray. Like I said, basketball. But I think that's it, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think there's much. I'm trying to think what else can we talk about here tonight on a damn Tuesday. And I had to really find a lot of news because I didn't have much, honestly, low key. I only had to talk about the Lakers, honestly, man. It was a bit until like 1 a.m. I found out about the Brian Kelly stuff and then the Brock Purdy stuff. If not, I was just gonna have to do like a fucking little 1-minute video talking about the Lakers and call it a night. But now at least some other stuff came out and we can actually have a normal show here tonight. At least somewhat of a normal show here tonight on a Tuesday as we're getting ready for Thanksgiving, ladies and gentlemen, on Thursday. I'm trying to make chicken salad. I want the show to be a little bit longer. Let me think, what else can we talk about here, at least for a few more minutes. I don't want to make the show super short. But let me make a brainstorm in my head. What else can I talk about? Mississippi. Ole Miss is giving their coach until this weekend to make a decision if he wants to stay there or not. I guess they want to know if they need to hire a new coach or not. So Kiffin, the head coach, he said, I think by Sunday or Monday, he has to tell them what he wants to do, whether he wants to stay there or go somewhere else. So that's something out there. What else can we talk about here for at least to make this thing a little bit longer? We got a huge game this weekend. We got Ohio State versus Michigan, and then we got Texas A&M versus Texas. It is rivalry week. It should be fun. A lot of people, I wonder, could Michigan still, I think Ohio State is favored by 10 points, but Michigan has won like the last 3-4 games versus Ohio State. So it is possible Michigan could do the upset here, but that Ohio State defense is so good. I don't think they're going to be able to, but a lot of people are saying it could be a possibility, but we'll see what happens. I'm assuming Texas A&M wins. Marcellus, I think he wants to have maybe a Heisman moment. Arch Manning did play really good versus Arkansas, so we'll see what happens there. But I'm gonna say both. Ohio State beats Michigan, and Texas A&M beats Texas. It's gonna be a fun day of football. Let me see, what else can we talk about? Saquon Barkley. I don't think I talked about this. They're saying they were showing some highlights on ESPN, and they were showing some like screen passes where he's like kind of by himself, and he doesn't really have nobody near him, and he still doesn't have like the explosion to run. So a lot of people are saying, is it possible that Saquon Barkley is washed? He just fell off a cliff. I don't know, man. I mean, usually running backs fall off a cliff around their 30s. He's going to be 30 in a few months. I think this is what year 7. He's been in the league for a while. So a lot of people are, looking at some plays. There were some screens, some checkdowns they threw at him this past week, and they said he was kind of wide open. And then as soon as he got the ball, the Dallas defenders were closing in on him, and not a lot of explosion for Saquon. So they're saying it's not even the offensive line. He just doesn't have the explosion he had last year or in the past. Remember, I think he also had a fractured, he had a tear ACL, and he had a pretty bad fractured ankle. So not only is he getting up there in age, he's also has some wear and tear with injuries. So, and then with all the heavy running he did last year, a lot of people are saying he might just fell off a cliff. It's possible. Maybe you got to give some looks to that other guy, Higbee, number 37, and see if he could maybe do a little bit better job. Now, there are some injuries. I think some of the linemen are hurt. I know Jane Johnson has a foot injury. So there's some stuff going out there, but a lot of it might be just Saquon, that he's burned out, and he might be just falling off a cliff.